We spoke about this earlier. You were showing me some things, and when we were talking, I was saying Maritime Gloucester. If you ask 10 different people their vision of what Maritime Gloucester is, you might get 10 different answers. Because it is so diverse. I may be putting you on the spot here, but can you touch on like how many different fingers of activities go on down there, like between the vessels and the...
Sure. I mean, and it's been a challenge. I mean, coming on board just both basically climbing the learning curve, but also figuring out from a management standpoint, from a revenue standpoint, and from a sort of educational standpoint and engaging the community, how do these different pieces work together? So the reality is that, you know, we were started in large part to preserve, maintain, sustain a working waterfront. So we have the railway, the oldest continuously operated railway in the country. We have this wonderful old historic mill building that has, you know, a sawmill that's from 1850. And we have a sort of a mixed-use facility, but boat shop. So we are doing or want to do, you know, boat building, boat repair, and preserve sort of the traditions of Gloucester. And hopefully we'll have a large vessel up on the railway within the next couple of months. Then we have sort of the museum exhibit area, and this is part of our educational program, but I mean it puts us into the sort of, you know, visitor economy museum category, which is the Gorton Gallery exhibit, which celebrates the heritage of Gloucester and the fishing community. It's a really beautiful room.
If anybody, I know that a lot of people haven't seen this. They have to go see this.
Yeah.
It's one of the top three. It's one of the top three. When people come in, they say, "What should I do?" You know, I'm coming to Gloucester. What should I do? I tell them, go on the Thomas Landon, go to the Cape Ann Museum, and go down to the Heritage Center. Those are the top three. You know, that you have to do. I mean, and each one of them is different and really, really interesting.
Yeah. That
Gorton exhibit upstairs there is fantastic.
Right, and people are blown away because, as you say, I mean, most people being from Gloucester, Cape Ann, or whatever, have never been there.
Yeah.
So, and at the moment, right now, we have a really fantastic lecture series that began 3 weeks ago and will go through May. That brings everybody up into the Gorton room. We can accommodate about 60 people, and that's about what we get, 50 to 60 people for these lectures. And we welcome, they're free to the public, and so we welcome anybody. The first, sort of as an aside here, but the first series is put together by Molly Letkovich over at the Large Pelagics Laboratory at UMass Marine Station, and so these are about large animals, the tuna, sharks, leatherback turtles. Then there's a whole series that has experts talking about Stellwagen Bank and the natural history of Stellwagen. And then the final two in March, Niaz Dory with NAMA, will talk about some of the fishing policy and community issues. And so it's an opportunity to bring people to our location and the Gorton Gallery. And also, you know, we want to play a role in facilitating the conversation about issues that are critical to this maritime community, and that affords us that possibility. So quickly, the other two parts of I'm rambling on, but
there's a lot there. I mean, if anybody takes anything away, there's just so much going on down there. But yeah, I mean.
So the other couple of parts is, I mean, we have the Touch Tank Pocket Aquarium outside, 3 Season Aquarium, which I'm sure you kids have been. I mean,
Absolutely.
The kids just love it. I mean, it's fantastic. And then in the summer we have trained interns, high school students from Cape Ann area who help facilitate the experience along with trained educators, and it really is fantastic. And then finally, I mean, we have educational classrooms, we have a digital laboratory for looking at stuff, we're in the process of developing a wet lab. We know that, you know, really in Gloucester, one of the future has to be sort of the research element, and it's not a strength of Gloucester's at the moment. We're not going to be a research organization, but let's get our lab in our location and start to promote it.
Yeah.
And we have the pier, which is, as I said before, you know, one of the best venues on site, and I think our focus is on I'm bringing people down there. It's publicly accessible during the day. You're not paying a fee as you might to go to the Pocket Aquarium or the exhibit area. And we have everything from on-site demos to, and we're collaborating with other nonprofits and environmental and marine groups in the area. Come on down and showcase once a week, you know, what you do. And let's do brown bag lunches and obviously we have events down there as well, but the more people we can bring to the site, the better. And then finally we have Harold Burnham and the schooner Ardell will be sailing out of from our pier this summer, which will bring even more people.
I'm going to add something. I don't know if maybe I missed it when you were speaking. I don't think so.
I probably forgot it.
The gig rowing in the dory.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come to, if you sign up to be a part of membership, right? You get access to use those.
Correct. So we have a gig rowing program, and if you're not familiar with gig rowing, so these are heritage wooden boats that support 6 rowers and then a coxswain. About literally a fifth of our members are participants in this program. It's a great way to, you know, sort of keep preservation alive, get on Gloucester Harbor on a regular basis, you know, get some exercise for those of us who are drinking too much coffee and having too many beers, and there's a social element that's sort of different than dory rowing and just going out and busting your hump to get in a good row. So we also have a dory, and obviously we fully support anything that gets people out on the harbor and connecting directly.
It's short money to be a member there and to have access to just that alone. To own a boat on your own is thousands of dollars a year. Right. You spend, how much is it to be a membership, to be a member now? So
individual member is $35, family member is $50, and then there's an additional fee that really just covers costs of for if you were a participant in the gig rowing program. I think it's $75
for the whole year.
So for, you know, $100 and change,
yeah,
you
boat
can
ownership,
get out
almost.
And you know, I should say, I mean, they're the kind of members. I mean, we want an array of members. Obviously, we want families. We want active members, we want fishermen, we want everybody. But one of the things that I really like about the gig rowing folks is that they're really active.
Yeah.
You know, they're down there, they're using our facilities, they're helping us in whatever capacity. I mean, they're just a great group.
Yeah, fantastic. So, to wrap it up, where do you see Maritime Gloucester fitting into the Gloucester waterfront?
Well, I think, I mean, in one of the aspects of the job that was really attractive to me, and we had met before because I've been, you know, involved in some of the conversations about the Gloucester Harbor front and community, is that you know, I think there is a role for a maritime marine organization to help facilitate the conversation about what is the maritime economy of Gloucester going to look like in the future. Obviously, we want to fish it forward. We want to continue the fishing industry, but we also know that an element of it is going to be, research. Could be biotech, could be transportation related, could be power related. And I think as a convener of people and facilitating the conversation and planting the seeds through education at various points in a person's life, starting with 3rd, 4th, 5th graders, but also maybe it's simply rowing program for a high school kid who's maybe not so interested in doing fish prints anymore, up to an adult who wants to go to a lecture about what's happening with tuna migration, that we can connect people in a way that connects them to sort of a maritime economy more broadly. And so I think we can sort of play a critical role in making it feel like, and substantively as well, that there's a really, that Gloucester can compete with a Woods Hole in terms of being more than just a sort of a vibrant fishing community. So that's sort of where I think we look forward to playing a more vital, robust role in that conversation.
Tom, thanks for coming down, and people get down to the Heritage Center. It is such an amazing resource. Be a member, support it. I mean, it's one of these things that for not a lot of money, if there's if there's a handful of organizations that you support throughout the course of the year, the Heritage Center should be one of them, in my opinion. So there you go.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Don. Take care.